and the discovery of them to man's soul lieth only in the power, authority, and skill of the Lord High Secretary himself. Talk of them he may, and so may the rest of the town of man's soul, yea, and may, as occasion gives them opportunity, press them upon each other for the benefit of the whole. These things therefore I would have you observe and do, for it is for your life and the lengthening of your days. And one thing more to my beloved Mr. Recorder, and to all the town of man's soul. You must not dwell in, nor stay upon, anything of that which he hath in commission to teach you, as to your trust and expectation of the next world. Of the next world I say, for I purpose to give another to man's soul, when this with them is worn out. For that you must wholly and solely have recourse to, and make stay upon his doctrine that is your teacher after the first order. Yea, Mr. Recorder himself must not look for life from that which he himself revealeth. His dependence for that must be founded in the doctrine of the other preacher. Let Mr. Recorder also take heed that he receive not any doctrine or point of doctrine that is not communicated to him by his superior teacher, nor yet within the precincts of his own formal knowledge. Now after the prince had thus settled things in the famous town of man's soul, he proceeded to give to the elders of the corporation a necessary caution, to wit, how they should carry it to the high and noble captains that he had, from his father's court, sent or brought with him to the famous town of man's soul. These captains, said he, do love the town of man's soul, and they are picked men, picked out of abundance, as men that best suit, and that will most faithfully serve in the wars of Shaddai against the Dibelonians, for the preservation of the town of man's soul. I charge you therefore, said he, O ye inhabitants of the now flourishing town of man's soul, that you carry it not ruggedly or untowardly to my captains or their men, since, as I said, they are picked and choice men, men chosen out of many for the good of the town of man's soul. I say, I charge you, that you carry it not untowardly to them. For though they have the hearts and faces of lions, when at any time they shall be called forth to engage and fight with the king's foes, and the enemies of the town of man's soul, yet a little discountenance cast upon them from the town of man's soul will deject and cast down their faces, will weaken and take away their courage. Do not therefore, O my beloved, carry it unkindly to my valiant captains and courageous men of war, but love them, nourish them, succour them, and lay them in your bosoms, and they will not only fight for you, but cause to fly from you all those the Dibelonians that seek, and will, if possible, be your utter destruction. If, therefore, any of them should at any time be sick or weak, and so not able to perform that office of love, which, with all their hearts they are willing to do, and will do also when well and in health, slight them not nor despise them, but rather strengthen them and encourage them, though weak and ready to die, for they are your fence and your guard, your wall, your gates, your locks, and your bars. And although when they are weak they can do but little, but rather need to be helped by you, than that you should then expect great things from them, yet, when well, you know what exploits, what feats and warlike achievements they are able to do, and will perform for you. Besides, if they be weak, the town of man's soul cannot be strong. If they be strong, then man's soul cannot be weak. Your safety therefore doth lie in their health, and in your countenancing them. Remember also that if they be sick, they catch that disease of the town of man's soul itself. These things I have said unto you, because I love your welfare and your honour. Observe therefore, O my man's soul, to be punctual in all things that I have given in charge unto you, and that not only as a town corporate, and so to your officers and guard and guides in chief, but to you, as you are a people whose well-being, as single persons, depends on the observation of the orders and commandments of their Lord. Next, O my man's soul, I do warn you of that, of which, notwithstanding that reformation that at present is wrought among you, you have need to be warned about. Wherefore hearken diligently unto me. I am now sure you will know hereafter that there are yet of the Dibelonians remaining in the town of man's soul, Dibelonians that are sturdy and implacable, and that do already while I am with you, and that will yet more when I am from you, study, plot, contrive, invent, and jointly attempt to bring you to desolation, and so to a state far worse than that of the Egyptian bondage. They are the avowed friends of Diabolus. Therefore look about you. They used heretofore to lodge with their prince in the castle, when incredulity was the lord mayor of this town. But since my coming hither, they lie more in the outsides and walls, and have made themselves dens, and caves, and holes, and strongholds therein. Wherefore, O man's soul, thy work as to this will be so much the more difficult and hard, that is, to take, mortify, and put them to death, according to the will of my Father. Nor can you utterly rid yourselves of them, unless you should pull down the walls of your town, the which I am by no means willing you should. Do you ask me, what shall we do then? Why, be you diligent, and quit you like men, observe their holes, find out their haunts, assault them, and make no peace with them, wherever they haunt, lurk, or abide, and what terms of peace soever they offer you, abhor, and all shall be well betwixt you and me. And that you may the better know them from those that are the natives of man's soul, I will give you the brief schedule of the names of the chief of them, and they are these that follow: the lord fornication, the lord adultery, the lord murder, the lord anger, the lord lasciviousness, the lord deceit, the lord evil eye, Mr. drunkenness, Mr. revelling, Mr. idolatry, Mr. witchcraft, Mr. variance, Mr. emulation, Mr. wrath, Mr. strife, Mr. sedition, and Mr. heresy. These are some of the chief, O man's soul, of those that will seek to overthrow thee for ever. These, I say, are the skulkers in man's soul. But look thou well into the law of thy king, and there thou shalt find their physiognomy, and such other characteristical notes of them, by which they certainly may be known. These, O my man's soul, and I would gladly that you should certainly know it, if they be suffered to run and range about the town as they would, will quickly, like vipers, eat out your bowels. Yea, poison your captains, cut the sinews of your shoulders, break the bars and bolts of your gates, and turn your now most flourishing man's soul into a barren and desolate wilderness and ruinous heap. Wherefore, that you may take courage to yourselves to apprehend these villains wherever you find them, I give to you my Lord Mayor, the Lord Will-be-will, and Mr. Recorder, with all the inhabitants of the town of man's soul, full power and commission to seek out, to take, and to cause to be put to death by the cross, all and all manner of Dibelonians, when and wherever you shall find them to lurk within, or to range without the walls of the town of man's soul. I told you before that I had placed a standing ministry among you, not that you have but these with you, for my first 4 captains who came against the master and lord of the Dibelonians that was in man's soul, they can, and if need be, and if they be required, will not only privately inform, but publicly preach to the corporation both good and wholesome doctrine, and such as shall lead you in the way. Yea, they will set up a weekly, yea, if need be, a daily lecture in thee, O man's soul, and will instruct thee in such profitable lessons, that, if heeded, will do thee good at the end. And take good heed that you spare not the men that you have a commission to take and crucify. Now, as I have set before your eyes the vagrants and runagates by name, so I will tell you that among yourselves some of them shall creep in to beguile you, even such as would seem, and that in appearance are, very rife and hot for religion, and they, if you watch not, will do you a mischief, such an one as at present you cannot think of. These, as I said, will show themselves to you in another hue than those under description before. Wherefore, man's soul, watch and be sober, and suffer not thyself to be betrayed. End of chapter 9.